Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a very interesting video. We're going to talk about the books that intimidate me. And I've done the list. And I have the pile in front of me and I'm not going to lie, 80% of them are fantasy. 80%. So we're going to start off with a strong one. This isn't fantasy. You can just tell, I'm not even going to show you the cover, but the sheer size of this book. This is why I'm intimidated. And because of the content of it. It's A Little Life by Hanya, Yanagihara. Words, Jordyn, English. I can't pronounce it. Yanagihara. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that, but this book intimidates me so much. I'm so scared. I know the content is meant to be really, really dark. I'm just really scared. It intimidates me. That's all you need to know. Next is Mortal by Christy. This was sent to me as an ARC. I'll just read you the synopsis on the back. On a winter's night in a quiet church, a woman enters the confessional, horrifically injured and on the run, triggered by the birth of an extraordinary child. Her appearance in the church will immediately bring with it a war of blood, fire and blood. With an ancient prophecy fulfilled, a young priest finds himself thrust into a world of vicious conflict and in the very heart of the eternal struggle between good and evil. Two warring fractions of a mysterious family spill into view as a desperate search for the child will lead them all either to their salvation or damnation and the terrifying final battle that decides the fate of all of mankind. I was sent this by Olivie, and I'm just terrified. Look at the cover. It's terrifying. Let you know if I'll ever read it. Next is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I don't know why just all of Olivia Blake's books intimidate me. The front says forever is a gift and a curse. The back is Viola Merrick is a struggling estate agent and vampire, but her biggest issue is that the house she's selling is haunted. The ghost haunting this mansion has been murdered, and until he solves the mystery behind his death, he refuses to move on. Fox Demora is a medium. He's also a shameless fraud. He's not entirely useless, however, as he's also the godson of death. Okay. When Viola seeks out Fox to resolve her ghost infestation, Fox becomes embroiled in a quest that neither he nor Vi expects or wants. Luckily, they enlist a crew of supernatural creatures, including a poltergeist, a demonic personal trainer, a sharp-voiced angel, and a love-stricken reaper. Soon, Vi and Fox discover that the difference between a mysterious lost love and an annoying dead body isn't nearly as distinct as they thought. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave that with ye guys. It intimidates me. Next has been on my TBR for ages, the Zodiac Academy. I have seen people read it and absolutely love it, and I've seen people read it and absolutely hate it. I feel like there's no in between. You either love it or you hate it, and I don't know, am I going to be a lover or a hater? So this is why this intimidates me, because I honestly don't know where it's going to go or what I'm going to think of it. I have the first and the second one. Now, I will say, this is a lovely paperback. It's nice and floppy. The writing is quite big, but I don't know, is the content going to be the downfall of the book for me? I've had them about 2 years, so it's a long time to have a book and not read it. But eventually, I'll get there. Eventually, I promise. Next, probably the longest book that is on my TBR. It is 100%. I bought this in Amsterdam. I don't think it was this one, sorry. It's Babel anyway, by R.F Kuang. I didn't buy the paperback in Amsterdam. I bought a signed hardback edition for some reason. And then went and bought the paperback. But I haven't read either. But anyway, it says Oxford, 1836, the city of dreaming spires. It is the centre of all knowledge and progress in the world, and its heart is Babel, Oxford. University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, the tower for which all the power of the empire flows. Orphaned in Canton and brought to England by a mysterious guardian, Robin Smith thought Babel a paradise until it became a prison. But can a student stand against an empire? Like, I've read Yellowface by R.F Kuang and I really, really enjoyed it. gave it 4 stars. It was really, really good. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's very big. The writing, it's very big. The writing is very small and it's very long. So I'm very intimidated by it. I have the face tracking on this and like the camera's following me, if you can see, sorry. Next is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. It says, on an idyllic private Greek island, former movie star Lana Farr, an old friend, invites a select group of us to stay. It'll be hot, sunny, perfect, a chance to relax and reconnect, and maybe for a few hidden truths to come out. But nothing on this island is quite what it seems. Not Lana, not her guests, certainly not the murder furiously plotting their crime, but who am I? My name is Elliot Chase and I'm going to tell you a story unlike any you've ever heard. I don't know why it intimidates me, because after reading the back, it actually seems really interesting, but I think it's the cover. I think it just looks a lot more intimidating than it actually is. And like, wait, now I'm just trying to pick a page where it won't be too much spoiler, so I'll go close to the front. The writing is quite big, guys, for a paperback this size, and it's 350 pages. Okay, this is on the list, but it definitely doesn't seem as intimidating now that I've read the synopsis. So hopefully this will be one that I actually get to quite soon, because I'm kind of intrigued now. Next is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. At a party thrown by her parents, Evelyn Hardcastle will be killed again. She's been murdered hundreds of times, and each day Aidan Bishop is too late to save her. The only way to break the cycle is to identify Evelyn's killer, but every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes in the body of a different guest, and sometimes is desperate to stop him. Someone is desperate to stop him ever escaping Blackheath. Okay, it definitely is still intimidating, but it feels very much like Groundhog Day, but make it death, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm just going to grab the rest of the books off the ground just to save time and me bending down over and over again just to pick up the books. So I have them all up here now. It makes it a lot easier. But yeah, it's not... it seems like Groundhog Day mixed with... yeah, Groundhog's Day trope, really. Same thing over and over again. We'll get to that hopefully eventually. Next is One Dark Window by Rachel Gilig. This is just terrifying. I don't know why. I have this, and I also have Two Twisted Crowns, because I actually found the series in Vibes and Scribes in the secondhand shop, so I bought it. It says, Elspeth Spindle needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mislocked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient mercurial spirit trapped in her head. He protects her, he keeps her secrets, but nothing comes for free, especially magic. When Elspeth meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, she is thrust into a world of shadow and deception. Together they embark on a dangerous quest to cure the town of Blunder from the dark magic infecting it. As the stakes heighten and their undeniable attraction intensifies, Elspeth is forced to face her darkest secret yet. The nightmare is slowly, darkly taking over her mind, and she might not be able to stop him. So yeah, that's what that's about. Definitely still intimidated by it. Let me know if I should read this or not. I've seen people read it and really love it or really hate it. I feel like that's the same with every book, to be honest. Next is The Crimson Moth by Kirstenn Ciccarelli. The one thing more treacherous than being a witch is falling in love. A hunted witch. The revolution reigns. The witches who once ruled are hidden, hunted. Ruin is one of them. Socialite by day, she's the Crimson Moth by night. A vigilante bent on saving her own. Her next rescue demands she court Gideon Sharp, a notorious witch hunter and unforgiving revolutionary. Gideon will pursue the Crimson Moth to the ends of the earth, and her trail leads him to ruin. But beneath her facade might be his match. Except what if she's the very villain he's been hunting? It's like a serial killer, but make it not. Do you get what I mean a bit? And it's not that long. Trying to see anything. 404 pages. I found the small paperback when I was in London. It says, a moth to flame, a witch to burn. I'm intrigued, but I'm also intimidated at the same time, if that makes sense. Next is Billy Summers by Stephen King. It It's a new cover. The perfect crime doesn't exist. The perfect getaway, that's another story. Billy Summers is a killer for hire. He's among the best snipers in the world, a decorated Iraq war vet who can blend into any neighbourhood and disappear after the shot is taken. But he'll only agree to a contract if the target is a truly bad guy. Now Billy wants out, but first he's offered one final job, an offer which is just too big to refuse. As the days count down to the hit, Billy senses something is wrong. He doesn't yet know just how wrong, or about the woman who will help him try to set things right. Part thriller, part war story, part lyrical portrait of a small town America, Billy Summers is about a good man in a bad job with one last shot at redemption. The only thing I will say about Stephen King, which is why he intimidates me so much, his writing is so I'm sorry, look at the size of the writing. In the book, it's tiny, and I feel like there's always a sense of like sci-fi in his books that kind of throws me for a loop every time I've read one of his books. But that kind of threw me, the supernatural kind of aspect or paranormal aspect of his writing. So I'm interested in Billy Summers because I feel like I like the crime side of it, and that might keep me hooked a little bit. I thought that it would be the same with The Outsiders because there's a bit of crime in that, but it definitely didn't hold my attention. It was way too long. So I'm hoping it'll be different with Billy Summers. The next is If He Had Been With Me. If he had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, that the one everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing nagging thought that maybe things could have been different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realises she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. It's giving me 1,000 Boy Kisses a little bit. I feel like there's going to be something very heartbreaking. I've seen people really, really cry at reading this. It's meant to be really, really sad. So I think that's why it intimidates me so much. Sad books intimidate me. That's why A Little Life is on there as well, because it's meant to be really, really sad. So I'm interested but intimidated by this. Next is Faebound by Saara El-Arifi, I think. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Imprisoned by fate as a warrior in the Elven army, Yiran knows she'll die on the battlefield, but her little sister Lettel, a diviner, seeks prophecies of a better future divided by blood. When a fatal mistakes lead to Yirna's exile from the Elven lands, the sisters are forced into the terrifying wilderness beyond their borders. There they encounter the Fae Court, bound by desire. As Yirn and Lettel are thrust into the Fae seductive world, they're torn between their loyalty to each other and their hearts. Welcome to the intoxicating world of the Fae. Giving me kind of ACOTAR vibes, I'm not going to lie. Except Fae's sisters didn't go with her because they are not nice. That's a lie. You see why it happens further down the line. There's redemption in it. But yeah, it's just any fantasy just kind of intimidates me before I get into it. Like ACOTAR really intimidated me before I read it. Throne of Glass intimidated me, and I'm now currently reading it and enjoying it. Fourth Wing would have been a book that would have intimidated me, but I love it now. So I know, like, these may not, you may be like, but Jordyn, you've read similar books and you really, really like them. I do, but I'm always intimidated before going into them. So that's what the whole purpose of this is that the thought of them intimidates me, but I may read them and end up finding a 5-star or a book that I really love. Next is Belladonna by Adalyn Grace. I've heard really good things about this series, but I just don't know. It says, your name is no curse, little bird. I just like the taste of it. Orphaned as a child, Signa Farrow has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her only remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. When a restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Sigma realises the Hawthorns could be in grave danger and enlists the help of a surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. But Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderers is an alliance with Death himself. And as the mystery unfurls, Signa realises their growing connection may be more irresistible than she dared imagine. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I'm really intimidated by it. I don't know, is it just the cover that intimidates me, the concept of the book? I really don't know. But loads of people have really loved this book. Eventually I will get there. But yeah, that's Belladonna by Adalyn Grace. Next is Gallant by V.E Schwab. The synopsis is 14-year-old Olivia Pryor is missing 3 things: a mother, a father, and a voice. Her only companions are the ghouls she sees and her mother's journals, which captured a mind in turmoil, until she receives a letter from an uncle she's never met, summoning her to his estate, Gallant. But when she arrives, she discovers her uncle is dead and the estate is empty, save for her cousin Matthew and the servants. Gallant is a house of secrets, a house sitting in lonely vigil, a place where the ghouls are powerful. As Olivia searches for answers about her family, her past, she discovers a dark reflection of everything she knew, an ancient realm where ghosts take form, and the dark masters sitting, waiting for her. The reason this is on here, I think, is because, similar to Stephen King, I think with V.E Schwab, this is going to have a bit of crime, mystery, suspense, but then you'll throw the paranormal and the supernatural into it, and then that's when it intimidates me. I'm grand to a certain amount, but I'm like, oh, why are we going there? What's the purpose here? So that's why that's on here. All V.E Schwab's books really intimidate me, to be honest. I've had The Strange Life of Addie LaRue, or The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It's V.E Schwab, sorry, The Strange Life, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. A Darker Shade of Magic, I've seen that series around a lot. Just anything by V.E Schwab just seems very, very scary. Scary is the word I'm going to use. I'm going to leave it at scary. Next is a romance. But you will see why in a second it intimidates me. It's Bride by Ali Hazelwood. It's Ali Hazelwood's first book in the fantasy, paranormal type of genre. And I just don't know how I feel about it. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's a wolf. She's, I don't know. She's something. Oh, wait, no. I'll read the, she's a vampire. Vampire and wolves, very Twilight. I don't know how I feel about it. So I'll just read the synopsis and we'll see. Misery Lark, the only daughter of the most powerful vampire councilman of the Southwest, is an outcast again. Her days of living in anonymity among the humans are over. She's been called upon to hold a historic peacekeeping alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies, the Wares, and sees little choice but to surrender herself in the exchange again. Wares are ruthless and unpredictable, and their alpha, Lo Morland, is no exception. He rules his pack with an absolute authority, but not without justice, and unlike the Vampire Council, not without feeling. It's clear from the way he tracks Misery's every movement that he doesn't trust her. If he only knew how right he was. Because Misery has her own reasons to agree to this marriage of convenience, reasons that has nothing to do with politics or alliance and everything to do with the only thing she's ever cared about, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to get back what's hers, even if it means a life alone in the Were territory, alone with the wolf. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, to be honest. I love Ali Hazelwood's writing. I love her STEM books. I love The Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically. Like, I love them. I just don't know, is this going to be for me or not? I still got it. And Mate is coming out this year. It was announced. So hopefully I'll get to it this year. But I don't know, because it's just kind of intimidating. And then last, but certainly not least, is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Six of Crows has been on my TBR since I started Bookstagram and all that, because of Sarah Crowley. Sarah Crowley absolutely loves this series. I'm just really intimidated by the size, the sheer size, the book. I don't know why I'm so intimidated by this book. I'm not going to lie, I really don't know. But I'll just read the synopsis for you. Criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker has been offered a chance at a deadly heist. Break into the Ice Court, a military stronghold that has never been breached, and retrieve a hostage whose knowledge could change Grisha magic forever. To succeed would mean riches beyond Kaz's wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. A convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a a heartrender. Using her magic to survive the slums, a thief with a gift for unlikely escape. 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist. Together they might just be unstoppable if they don't kill each other first. There's 2 books in the series. It's the Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom duology. Sarah Crowley, just absolutely love this book. And anything that Sarah loves, I want to love also. So I have to get to this year. I really do. But it's just intimidated me. It's been on my TBR cart behind me for months now. But it just really intimidates me. And if a book intimidates me, I'm just going to avoid it and stick to the nice and easy stuff. But this year I want to push myself out of my comfort zone and read the books that intimidate me or the books that scare me, because who knows, I may end up finding a 5-star read because of it. So yeah, that's the list of books that currently are intimidating me. Let me know what books intimidate you, if it's these books, or if you've read any of the books that are on my list. Let me know if you think I should read them or if I'd enjoy them. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.